I got some live. How you guys doing? I'm gonna do something a little different on this live than I usually do. I have no idea what I'm gonna say. I just know the topic. I don't even have a formed thought really. But I decided to go live anyway, just to go out there. Just have a topic I want to talk about, but not know what I'm gonna say, and just make it. Just go with the flow and just see what I have to say. Which I'm not even sure what that is right now. The topic is the haters. I just want to rant about it, but I really want to just go off the rails and just say whatever I feel and not even know what I'm saying ahead of time. Not plan it and just feel it and say whatever comes to my mind, and I'll be almost as surprised as anybody else. So let's do it. Haters have some valid points. I'm alone. I have no friends, basically, and I have haters. So in some ways, I'm a loser. I get that. I mean, if I were really a winner, everybody would love me. I'd have lots of friends, and I wouldn't have any haters. That's actually a valid argument. I see that point. And then since I'm a loser, why not make fun of me? Why not poke fun of me just to make yourself feel bigger, and just make yourself feel more powerful? And worse than that, get a kick out of just causing me some pain. Just get a kick out of causing me to suffer. Because if you're a sadist, that gives you pleasure. So why not? Why not do that, haters? Just go ahead and hate me. If it gives you pleasure, of course you're gonna hate. Of course you're gonna do that. If it lifts you up from your mire and muck of your life, of course you're gonna put me down. Who wouldn't, and why shouldn't you? But there's another point that also is true. I think that is slightly against that, kind of in the other direction, and that is you wouldn't be putting me down if I were really inept and really a loser. You wouldn't bother putting me down. I wouldn't be worth the trouble. There's something about me that scares you, or there's something about me that you don't have that's good. It threatens you or makes you feel little, so that you have to put me down. And it makes you feel good because you feel like you're up and I'm down. If I were nobody, you wouldn't care. And I wouldn't be worth your time. If I had nothing to threaten you with, nothing to offer that might be against what your credo is, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't even give me the time of day. You wouldn't give me any thought. So that's also true. It's also true what I just said. It's both things are true. I'm a loser, but yet I have something, or you wouldn't bother. They're both true. To me, you can't have one without the other. You wouldn't care if I'm a loser if I were really a loser. Nobody goes and beats up a three-legged dog that has one eye. You just feel sorry for it and go on. But the fact that the haters go on about me means that there is something about me that threatens them, or something great, something I might be in my destiny, or I might do. That scares you, haters, because you can't do it or you can't stop it. If it's something you would rather do yourself, you don't get to, because I'm going to. If it's something you don't want done, you can't stop. You can't stop that either, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my destiny. That's another thing about this dichotomy, this duality of the hater situation. Yeah, you can make me feel this and that by commenting on my videos and whatever, but you can't make me stop playing and stop making videos. That's my choice. That's above your pay grade, haters. No matter how much you say or what you say, I can still make more videos if I choose to, and I happen to choose to. And why do I know that? Or why do you guys know that? Because no matter what you guys say or do, I'm going to still make videos. Even if everybody hated me and everybody put bad comments, I'd still do it, because I do with rock and roll. I'm not stopping because of the result or the feedback or the pushback or the cost or the pressure, the peer pressure or whatever. That's not going to stop me. It never has and never will. It didn't stop me in grade school. When the kids all laughed at me for being study boy, I still kept getting straight A's. I could have said, "Screw it, I'm gonna mess up my scores so they'll leave me alone." But I didn't do that. I went ahead and got straight A's anyway. They picked on me. I got straight A's anyway. And I did that 50 years ago when I was 9 years old. I definitely am, and at least that's strong now. And that's what I'm doing now. No matter what you say or don't say, do or don't do, I'm still doing my channel and still doing my videos because I believe in rock and roll and I believe in myself. And I believe in peace, love, and rock and roll. And too bad, haters. That's just the way it is. You haven't stopped me yet, and you're not going to because that's not your choice, it's my choice. And I choose to make the videos, and I choose to believe in rock and roll, and I believe in myself. You can't change that. You can only give me hell for doing that. Or acting on that faith that I have in rock and roll and myself. You can only do what you can do, which is give me hell. But if that were going to stop me, it would have stopped me by now, dudes. I'd have quit a long time ago. If you could make me stop, you would have by now. You're either too dumb to get that, or you don't really care. You just want to give me hell anyway. Because either way, I'm not stopping. I'm still doing Shirtless Guy. My shirt's open. You're not going to change that, haters. I still play guitar. You're not going to change that. I have a YouTube channel. YouTube can change that. You cannot. In fact, I heard something. I heard that Pudge's site got taken down. He had a site that was completely dedicated to putting me down, and it got taken off of YouTube. I think it was called Shirtless. I don't know what it was called. I don't know. But he had a site. It was all AI deep fakes and shit like that. It was dedicated to harassing me, and it doesn't exist anymore. I kind of miss it, actually, but whatever. YouTube can take my channel away. Haters can't. Because it's my choice to do videos. And my choice to play rock and roll. And my choice to believe in rock and roll. And my choice to believe in myself. You can't get that. You can't go that far. So I hope you know. Well, I don't hope. Well, it's for your sake. It would be nice if you know that, because I'm not. Because it might make you understand what you're. More about the rules of this game. You don't get to tell me what to do. That's my choice. You just get to do what's your choice. And I don't care how many haters I have or what the haters say. I'm still playing rock and roll on my YouTube channel, and I'm still being Shirtless Guy. I'm still walking around my town, Marietta, Temecula. I'm still doing that. I'm doing it right now. And yet you guys the haters are hating me even as I speak, and I'm still doing it. What you think? You know what Einstein said insanity was? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you haters are expecting a different result, then you're insane, because you're doing the same thing, and I'm still here. Are you insane, haters? I'm not saying you are. I'm asking. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you expect to stop me by doing the same thing you've been doing that hasn't stopped me, then you're fucking insane. Sounds right to me. What's the argument? What's your rebuttal to that? No, you haven't. You're not doing the same thing. Yeah, you are. You're still hating me. What I haven't. You have made me quit. No, you haven't. You're expecting a different result, maybe, or else why are you doing it? And if you do, you're insane, because that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, buckle up, haters. I'm here. So whatever. I mean, I'm just ranting. I'm not saying I'm making any sense. I'm just saying what is coming out of my brain to out of my mouth. I said that at the beginning. This is just what I feel, and I'm spouting it out. I've thought about this already, or I wouldn't still be here. If there was any hate that was going to make me stop, it would have by now. You've hated me enough to make me stop, but I'm not. Ergo, I'm not going to stop no matter what you do. Unless you have some plan of assassinating me, well then let's do it. I'm not really afraid to die. Death is a relief and a release in many ways. You don't have to breathe anymore. And the pain's over. Bring it on. Bring it on, people. Right here. Then again, life is pleasant, and I enjoy my life, and I like being myself. So there's 2 points to that story too. Yeah, I want to live, but if I have to die, I have to die. So fucking what? In fact, I'm going to anyway. But doesn't mean I don't enjoy my life. But if it has to end when it has to end anyway. So no big mystery there, no big shock there for me. 50 years ago in fourth grade class, I held my breath till I passed out right under the floor of the class, right out of my chair under the floor of the classroom. That was self-discipline I had at 9 years old. I have at least that much self-discipline now. If I had to hold my breath till I passed out for somebody I love, or someone that I didn't want hurt, or for some cause I believed in, I would do it in a heartbeat. Would you? I've done it. I did it in ninth grade. I did it in fourth grade just to see if I could break my record, which is 1 minute and 35 seconds, and I passed out onto the floor. That shows some tenacity. I didn't even scream or anything. I just dropped down to the floor. Woke up, and oh my gosh, I passed out. I stopped doing that because I knew I could do that, and I didn't mean to do that. I just was trying to break my record. But love you. But I have that resiliency in me. I had it 50 years ago. By the way, 50 years ago was the bicentennial of America. Now I'm 59, and it's the bi and a half centennial. So I'm talking about 50 years ago. I was the bicentennial in 1976. But anyway, and having said that, I'm not angry. I love you guys. I'm just spouting out what I feel. You know, in fact, I envision a scenario where the haters just kind of become fans. You know, I'm not trying to push you away, haters, or tell you what to do or think. I see a scenario when you finally think, well, he's not going to change. He's just going to be Shirtless Guy. He's just going to do his channel. Well, might as well just join him. If you can't beat him, join him. I don't see you beating me, so join me. That's my end game. That's my scenario that I kind of picture in my head. Doesn't mean that's going to happen, because that's your choice too, and I'm not a prophet. But that's what goes through my brain, is that one day you guys haters are just going to decide that I've taken enough, or I'm not going to change no matter what you do. And you might even join, and we might even be able to help each other if we're on the same side, instead of going at each other's throats and making the world more hateful and wasting energy when there's probably an enemy that's out that we could both fight against. It's maybe a common enemy that we have that we could actually fight together and stop wasting energy on fighting each other when we may not be the worst enemies of each other in reality. What about Russia? I don't know, I'm an expert on this crap. What about the Middle East? There's other enemies we have that we're facing instead of facing each other, and then hating each other, wasting that energy on each other, when really there's probably a way we could put our energy together and hate something else that would be better for the world. But I can't make that choice. It's up to you too. But that's the scenario I envision. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm not a prophet, but it would be cool. Anyway, I don't mean to waste your time. This was just a rant. I just felt like ranting. It felt like when it felt more challenging, like it felt like it took more courage to do this rant than not to, so I did. That's kind of the credo I go by. I do the hardest thing, more challenging, and I'm sometimes even scared of. It's usually the choice I make to do that, because that's the only way out is through. Jaco Pastorius, one of the best my second favorite bass player of all time, said the only shortcut is the long way. The only real way out of something is through it. So when I fear something, I just go through it. It's the only way out of it. You circle it, go above it or under it, or right or left, you're just going to face it later. And you haven't really faced it. You haven't done anything. You have to go through your problem, through the fear, and through your enemy or your obstacle. It's on the other side, not in the other way. That's what I kind of try to do.